I'm on my knees.
Okay? Get down. Turn around.
No.
Okay.
Come back. Come back. Come backwards. Come backwards. Come backwards.
We're good.
Come backwards.
I just want to make sure you guys are good.
Keep coming back.
Okay,
Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Keep coming back.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Stay with.
All right, y'all. Right now, I am walking into one of those calls that can flip from calm to chaos in a heartbeat. The setting is a resort, the kind of place people go to relax. But this starts with something you never ignore, a woman quietly reaching out for help because she feels trapped and in danger. That is the thing about these situations. On the surface, it can look like nothing. Behind a closed door, it can be a full-blown fight for somebody's safety. And for the officers rolling up, it is all uncertainty. You do not know who is armed. You do not know who is lying. You do not know if the victim is even able to speak freely. This matters right now because departments everywhere, including Surrey City, are under a spotlight. Body cameras. De-escalation. Community trust. People want transparency, and they want results. Calls like this are where that pressure lives, so stay locked in with me. Watch the hands. Listen to the tone. Pay attention to how the officers balance patience with urgency. And if you want more real-time reactions from the officer side of the lens, hit subscribe and come ride with me.
Hello.
Hi. I'm the one that called.
You're the one that called? So what's going on?
I don't even know her. She just kind of like seemed like she was trying to get into her car, and then she just kind of like waved me down. I was like about to leave.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, and she just like kept walking, but like talking. At
What
the same
vehicle
time.
were they trying to get into? Or were they getting in?
She like walked back from like over here, so I don't know if it's like that one or this one.
Or that one? Okay.
It's not the truck because that's
But
that truck is mine.
Okay.
So either this one, yeah, or this one.
Or this one? Or sorry, this one?
Yeah.
And what did she say anything to you
She
besides
just, no, she just said, hey, can you call the cops? He's like holding me hostage. She's like, I was like, yeah, okay. And then like, she walked over here and I was trying to see like what, she was just like, but don't let him see you. So.
what did the guy look like?
He kind of had like curly hair.
Curly hair?
Mm-hmm. They're younger, like maybe like around my age. I'm 20, so like
Okay.
between like 20 and 23.
Okay. And all she said is like waved at you, like help me, he's holding me hostage. And where was he at when he said that?
He seemed like he was like walking back that way.
He was already walking that way and she was like
Yeah.
next, or like kind of behind him?
Yeah, so I didn't see
Okay.
any argument, I didn't see like anything, but that's just what she told me. And I don't know her name, I don't know who she is or where she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what she was wearing, what he was wearing?
Black.
Just
all black.
For him?
Yeah, and her. She had her hair up, but she was just wearing all black sweats.
All sweats?
Black t-shirt.
Okay.
Fitted.
Okay. And then what apartment did they go in? If you, I mean, obviously these ones are the exact same as those ones.
Yeah.
Is it upstairs or downstairs?
I'm pretty sure downstairs.
To the far, like on the far side?
Yeah.
Right or left?
I don't know which right or left.
Okay.
But I don't know. I have a feeling left, but I'm not sure.
You're not 100%
Yeah,
sure?
I'm not 100% sure, but it was bottom.
Okay. And like I said, all she told you was like waved you down and said, help me, he's
Yeah.
holding me hostage.
Yeah.
And then don't let him see you.
Yeah.
And then he was obviously already walking that way. She was already walking from one of these two cars,
Yeah.
walking that way. And then that's when you kind of like stayed back at a distance and saw them go
Yeah.
up. Okay. Was he Caucasian, Hispanic? Was same thing with her?
Hispanic.
He was a Hispanic?
I think both of them.
Both of them? Okay. And it was one of these two cars?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, maybe we can try running these plates and see if we can get a name of who it comes back to or something, and then we'll go from there. But if I do got to get a hold of you, I'll give you a call.
Okay,
If
I'm just dropping my baby off at daycare, and I'll be right back. So.
Okay. But in the meantime, if you're gone, if I call you and it comes up restricted, it's probably me calling you from my cell phone. Okay. But that's all you. She didn't see any like visible marks on her face. Didn't see like.
No, I didn't. It was just kind of
real
like,
quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just double checking. Yeah. If you got to take off, go ahead and do so. And then if you're at one boy.
1B. Yeah.
1B. Okay. All right. Yeah. If you need to take off, go ahead and do so. We're gonna run these plates and see if we can get a name, and then we'll go from there. Thank you.
Hello.
What's going on?
He's in a, he wanted to go to my phone, and whenever he got my phone, he started putting his hands on me. He started choking me, he started keeping me in the room, and then he let me go, and he wanted to make my face to apologize. asking her to call you guys because he's not letting me get on the phone and call you guys. But he's hiding. He's locked.
Okay, what's his name?
He's not feeling so small.
Okay. Stay with her. You didn't lose consciousness? Okay. How long did he have his hands around your neck?
It wasn't really like he just kept like every time I kept trying to get up, he kept just like grabbing me down the ground, slamming me down onto my bed.
Just like pushing you down?
Yeah, and when we were sitting on my couch, I kept trying to get up and he had his arm around me. He wouldn't let me go.
Like in a hip hop?
Yeah, and he left and he would just let me go. And then he kept putting his hand in my mouth and I would try to talk. He kept just like shoving my mouth and he wouldn't let me talk.
The first thing that hits me here is how messy and fragmented that reporting party is. Not in a bad way, in a human way. She is trying to recall details while her brain is still in adrenaline mode, and the officer has to pull usable facts out of it without spooking her or leading her. And look at the officer's tone. Calm questions. Narrowing it down. Clothing. Age. Direction of travel. Plates. That is real groundwork. People online always want cops to kick doors fast, but at resorts you have dozens of identical units and innocent guests everywhere. A bad guest can put the wrong people in danger. This also ties into what Sora City has been pushing lately with body cams and victim advocacy. The early interview matters because it becomes the spine of the whole investigation later. Now I am watching for the next pivot. Once they run those plates, the pace changes and the risk goes up fast.
Phoenix Hustle, this is the Silver City Police Department. Walk to the front door unarmed with your hands up.
Cool, thanks. There. 2A, you or Little, if you can take her to by the office, I'm gonna have the ambulance stand by there with her so they can check her. Okay. Because he was choking her. I'm gonna move my unit up. Huh?
He's in there for sure.
She said, yeah. He shut the door and locked it when she came out to talk to us. Or are you gonna stay here? No, I'm gonna pull my unit up to the front and start call-outs. Yeah.
How's it going, man? You? Doing good. Hey, man, just by chance, are you able to get a spare key if we need to get into an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get with you here in just a second, okay? Thank you. Do you have the spare key to 2A?
Is everything okay over there?
So, I guess there was a domestic, this girl, and he put his hands on her. She has bruising and swelling on her neck, and he locked the door on us, and he's not wanting to come out. So that's all. We just needed a key to get in.
He's an unauthorized occupant as well, just so you know.
I know, and the thing is I know he's unauthorized, but
Yeah.
if she's allowing him to stay there and gave him permission to go here, that's going to be a civil matter between you and the tenants. And
Of course.
we've had that problem with other
No, of
apartments
course, yeah.
complexes before. But yeah, she said that he was fine, and then out of nowhere it just happened this morning. So, but she's getting checked out and everything. That's why the ambulance is here. But I just wanted to get this in case. But yeah, I'm gonna head over there and just with the keys, I'll bring
Okay.
these back before we leave. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. This is her apartment.
He's not on there.
No.
Okay.
Should the layout since it's the same, but like opposite.
If I'm correct, I think that what they do is there's the living room, kitchens to the, if you're looking this way, kitchen, living room, back way is the bedroom.
Need to come to the door.
Watch that window too. Anything?
Felix, it's Officer Little. Can you hear me?
Now open the door first. Step on out. Open the door.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
I'm on my knees.
Okay? Get down. Turn around.
No.
Okay.
Come back. Come back. Come backwards. Come backwards. Come backwards.
We're good.
Come backwards.
I just want to make sure you guys are good.
Keep coming back.
Okay,
Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Keep coming back.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Stay right there. Keep your hands where they are.
Let me run. Nice and easy.
Let me see your hand.
Yes, sir. Thank you for not being rough with me. Sorry. Apologize.
Anybody else inside the house?
No, sir. And all I left in there was my vape and my lighter.
What's the last one? Your social?
3774.
Let's go.
Which card I did?
We'll go over there.
Alright, bet.
Nothing in your shoes?
No, sir. You wanna check them real quick?
No. You're good. Let me try on there.
Okay, so he does have warrants, so obviously he's under arrest for that right now. I think he has one or two. I'm not exactly sure. Do you want him trespassed from your apartment or anything? You do want him? Okay. So just understand, because when I went and asked for the spare key, the manager obviously was asking what's going on. This be something you need to discuss with her, and I told her the same thing. It's a civil matter between me and them, but according to her, she said that he's an unauthorized tenant.
Yeah.
So
he's not even living here. He just comes
every so often.
Yeah, every so often.
Okay. All right. So just understand though that if for whatever reason he gets arrested and he gets out, and he asks for you to come over, if you allow him to come over, and something happens, we can't charge him with trespassing.
Okay.
He has to voluntarily, on his own, come over here knowing that he's trespassed.
Okay.
And then if he does come over here, you need to call us.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
If anything, I can also go ask the manager if she wants one for the whole complex, but I can definitely do one for your apartment specifically.
Okay, yeah, I'm
okay?
going to talk to her here right now.
Okay. Alrighty. We're going to take off, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
Let me get my camera. If there's anything in there that you need that's damaged or anything, I can take photos of it.
Okay, I haven't been in there since.
Okay, let me get my camera real quick.
You
You mind standing right here by the wall so I can take a photo? Okay. All right. Any other?
Yeah, he does. Alright, he does.
No problem. Take care. Mickey D.
And right here is where the whole tone shifts from investigation to containment. That door gets shut and locked, and now the officer is dealing with a classic DV control move without getting baited into a bad entry. At a resort, you do not just rush a unit because you can have families on the other side of that wall and hallways that funnel you into an ambush. Getting a spare key is not about being aggressive. It is about keeping options. It gives them a lawful, controlled way to access if the victim is in danger while still buying time to talk. That is the de-escalation piece people miss. Time is a tool, and you can feel why departments like Surrey City have leaned into body cams and calmer negotiation lately. Their history includes force complaints, so scenes like this are where trust is either rebuilt or burned. Now the call-outs start, and I'm bracing for the moment he finally shows himself.
Because like I said, I see the bruising on this side. I can see some redness right here on this side.
Yeah.
You're not hurt anywhere else, though? Okay.
That was it.
And you just waved at that girl for help?
I went to go throw the trash because he was starting to do it, and I went to the patio because I was trying to get on my phone. He kept telling me shit about getting on my phone, and
At any
I
point,
seen that girl leaving, and I just asked her, I was like,
Like, help
please
me.
just call the cops.
yeah. At any point, did you try calling 911 and he just took your phone away from you? Or
Yeah, he won't let me get on my phone or else
you were trying to call dispatch? Okay.
He'll try to trip.
So if it's who we think we are, he possibly has warrants.
He has warrants. He definitely has warrants. I know he's wanted. We've been dating for about 6 months, and he left rehab, and I know he had a warrant for that also.
Okay.
Not long ago, I had to call the cops on him
Okay.
because he had beat me up. He had took my gun and my phone.
So where's the gun at?
It's been missing for months. He
Okay.
sold it. He sold it, but I know I know right now that he does have fentanyl on him. He said when he had seen you guys over there, he had threatened to kill himself.
Okay.
So
Did he mention anything like suicide by cop or anything?
no, he
Did
just
it-
mentioned like he would kill himself.
Okay.
He said, but he doesn't have no weapons on him.
He's like in the kitchen. You have like kitchen
Just
knives.
kitchen knives, yeah.
Okay.
But that's
No
it.
firearms.
No firearms.
Okay.
No nothing else like that.
So if you can just hang out here.
Okay.
Obviously, if you don't want to be in view, this is your apartment. If we need to make entry, is it okay for us to make entry?
Yeah.
Okay. You said that he did lock the door though.
He locked the door.
I figured. I thought I heard something, but I
Yeah,
thought it
he
was you
locked-
grabbing the handle
no,
or something.
he locked the door. He pushed it closed and locked the door.
Okay.
Is the back of the door open? Because it was open.
The patio door?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. They said that it's possible, but I haven't looked yet.
Okay, yeah, it's I had it open.
Okay, I'll look right now, but just like I said, hang tight here. There is a dog in here. If she barks, just don't freak out.
Okay.
She's just loud. Okay. Yeah. So, just letting you know. Okay, I understand you. You know, you said you didn't lose consciousness or anything like that, but just because of there you go. So just because of the marks on your neck and everything like
Well,
that,
this one's not from
fresh.
It's not from that. But I mean,
Okay.
this one. I mean, I don't know. if
It's
still
like
there,
it's
but-
barely there, but
Yeah.
just because of the fact that he was putting his hands on your throat and pushing you down and everything like that, you know, I'm sure you had a hard time breathing at some point.
kind of.
Yeah. So just because of that, I'm not saying you got to go to the hospital, but we called an ambulance just to get your vitals checked, just to be on the safe side that there is no like internal thing or something did happen. Okay. So whenever they get here, we have them coming over to the office. But just like I said, in the meantime, just hang out, and we're gonna try going in and just talking to him. I've talked to him before. He's usually been cooperative with me. I know that me and him have had our issues in the past, but that was with his ex when they lived next door.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just go for I'm just letting you know that that's what we're trying to do right now.
Okay. So what's gonna happen when?
So I'm gonna try talking to him. I want him to come out peacefully. I don't want him to obviously be stupid and barricade. But if we have to make entry, obviously we'll have to go in there and do what we need to. But I'm gonna try at least talking to him and going from there.
Is he going in?
I'm sorry?
Is he gonna go in?
Yeah, he has warrants. So more likely he's gonna go for that for sure. First ones.
Like that's exactly like why I've been like every time I've called the cops, like it's always like backfired on me because like they haven't been able to catch him or they never have proof of where he's at. Like
I understand.
It always backfires on me.
I understand. And like I said, that's what we're just doing right now. Okay. I want him to come out peacefully, and I don't want him to get hurt and everything like that. Okay, but just like I said, meantime, just hang out here, and I'm gonna go try talking to him and see if we can get him to come out peacefully. And when the ambulance gets here, we'll escort you over there. Okay.
Man, when it gets to this point, and you can hear the officer still talking softly to her, that is the real ending of this call for me. Not the handcuffs, not the door pop. It is that quiet, steady effort to stabilize a person who is clearly rattled, but still trying to think 3 steps ahead because she knows what her abuser is capable of. And that is the part a lot of people at home never fully feel. The officers are not just hunting a suspect, they are managing the aftershock in real time. You can hear it in how the officer is explaining the medical check, explaining why an ambulance is coming, explaining what is about to happen next. That is a control handoff. The suspect has been controlling the environment. Now the officer is trying to give the victim back a little predictability without making promises he cannot keep. The other thing that sticks out to me is the way the officer is treating the violence, like it matters, even if the visible injuries look small. That little moment where he references hands on the throat and pressure and breathing issues, that is not drama. That is awareness. Strangulation dynamics are one of those DV red flags where the danger is not always on the surface, so calling EMS is not an overreaction. It is what professionalism looks like when you do not want to miss the invisible stuff that can turn deadly later. Now zoom out for a second. This is a resort. You have thin walls, you have random guests, you have kids and families walking past the same hallway, and you have a suspect who is being described as having a knife. So every decision has this extra layer where the officers are responsible for people who do not even know they are part of the scene. That is why the calm approach matters here in a way the internet will never appreciate. It is not just about being nice, it is about preventing a chaotic domino effect in a public place. I also keep thinking about what the victim says about calling the cops and it backfiring. That is real. That is the psychology of it. If you call and nothing changes, you feel like you just poked the bear for no reason. So when officers actually show up and take it seriously and keep their composure, that can be the difference between a victim ever calling again or deciding they are on their own next time. And this is where I give Surrey City credit based on what we know about the broader push for transparency and the way departments have been trying to rebuild trust. Body cams and calm negotiation are not PR if they are paired with follow-through. The camera catches the tone, the patience, the steps taken to protect the victim while still trying to avoid a blow-up. If the department has had past complaints about force, footage, like this is how you show the public what the standard is supposed to look like. But I'm going to say this too. The hardest part is what happens after the clip ends. Arresting someone is not the finish line in DV. It is paperwork, victim resources, protective orders, medical documentation, statements that get challenged later. It is the victim waking up tomorrow and deciding whether to cooperate when the fear settles in. So the long-term impact comes from whether the system backs up what these officers just started in that hallway. And for everybody watching, this is why I always say the most dangerous calls are not always the loud ones. It is the quiet, controlled violence behind a closed door. The officers here are walking into somebody else's private world where the rules are warped and they have seconds to read what is real. If you want another case that really shows how complicated these family power dynamics get, when a vulnerable victim has a child involved, I have a video on the channel where officers have to get a young mother and her baby out from under a controlling in-law situation. Different setting, same ugly theme. Go watch that next and tell me what you think. Done.